Champions Day in Hong Kong is just 3 weeks away, but the main lead-up event takes place this Sunday at Sha Tin. Here's what we've got coming up for you on HK Direct. The Mauritian magician Karis is our special guest in the studio. And he's here to talk to us about this horse, 50-50, who lines up in the Chairman's Trophy. He'll take on the Hong Kong Mile winner, Beauty Generation, who had his measure last time, and Hong Kong's X-Factor horse, Pakistan Star. Karis, great to have you in the studio today. This is your first meeting in Hong Kong for a couple of weeks. We didn't race Wednesday night at Happy Valley, and also you've had a bit of time in Mauritius. Do you go into the day feeling refreshed and recharged?
Yeah, had 2 days to spend and also missed one meeting, went to Japan, so had a small holiday. So nice and fresh, ready to go again.
Is that important over a long season to make sure that you're refreshed and have the energy to do the job at your best?
Well, it's nice to get away and just to get away from everything, just go refresh your mind. Of course, it's so tense here. We always focus so much and always working pretty hard, so it's always nice and you appreciate the little break.
We had you on this show as our special guest at the very start of the season. Since then, you've gone on to ride 34 winners this season, a couple of group races. You notched up your 200th winner on Amazing Satchmo. Are you happy with what you've achieved this season?
Yes, everything's going well. Of course, the main thing is to keep getting the good support. So at the moment, going forward, I'm pretty happy.
You also rode at the International Jockeys Championship meeting back in December. Overall, would you rate this compared to previous seasons as one of your better seasons here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, like you mentioned, now riding in the International in December with all those jockeys was good experience, but you always learn from that and move forward, try to achieve better things.
Let's move forward to Sunday then, where you'll be riding in the Group 2 Chairman's Trophy, one of 2 Group 2s on the meeting. This is over 1,600 metres and it's attracted a field of 10. Number 1 is Time Warp. Him and Beauty Generation both have the extra weight to carry due to their Group 1 successes this season. Helene Paragon needs to redeem himself a little bit. Pakistan Star's the cult hero. Beauty only won this race 2 years ago, finished second in it last year. We'll speak to Karis about that horse, 50-50. Pingwu Spark's been in excellent form, a 5-time winner this season. And Joyful Trinity potentially heading to Singapore later on in the season. He rounds out the field. But Karis, most of these horses, including yours, come out of the Queen Silver Jubilee Cup. Let's have a look at it over the 1,400 metres. Hard to miss your horse, the grey 50-50. Beauty Generation beat him that day. You've also had the likes of Pingwu Spark, who weren't far away, and likewise for Beauty Only. 1,400 metres, was it a little bit short for your horse this day though, Karis?
Yes, I would think so. Even from the gate, you know, we had to just use him a little bit. So I would rather not see him in a 14 and further, yes. What
would be your preferred way to ride him then, rather than having to use him up from that gate?
Well, you can use him up, but I think in the 14 last time I maybe used him up a little bit too much to get those 2 horses in front of me. I had to just let them work a little bit to get in front, but maybe just took a little bit out of him too much, and he did not have that finish that he always do.
He's been a very good horse for you this season. Let's have a look and see what he's done more recently. He's had a bit of a freshen up since this race back at the end of February. This is on Tuesday morning at the Barrier Trials. Were you happy with what you felt earlier this week?
Yeah, it was a good trial. He did not race or trial for a long time, and Peter just wanted him to work that last 300 metres. So I had to give him a little push to just make sure he stretched his leg and get his mind to be focused again to go forward into the race.
How fit did he feel?
He felt very good. He felt very fresh. I think after this trial, he's definitely gonna be spot on for Sunday.
You've had a good association with this horse. Let's just go back to the beginning with him. You rode him in his trials last season. Did he always strike you as a horse that was a bit above average?
Yeah, from day one I've said on him in the trial, he gave me a good feel, and I've always liked him. And of course he comes from New Zealand with a big reputation. So he's got the ability and the potential, so it's nice to see him keep on doing well.
Has he surprised you? He's been placed at his last couple of starts at the top level, at Group 1 level. Has he surprised you how far he's come in a relatively short space of time?
To be honest, I don't think he surprised me, but I think he surprised many people because I knew he will end up being race with these horses. Of course, the first time he took on the big horses, there was many doubt about him, and he ended up winning the race. So I knew he will be joining these horses one day. So it was just about time.
That was his highlight on New Year's Day, winning the Group 3 on that occasion. One of 4 wins that you've had on the horse. You've ridden him every time. Good association's been a little bit costly though. You've been suspended on him a few times.
Yeah, I've got. I was suspended 3 times on him, but at least he was with it. He's done well for me, like you say, and let's just not look about the suspend and move forward for Sunday.
Let's look at Sunday. Here's the speed map for the race. Time Warp, we know he likes to go forward. Beauty Generation's gone forward successfully. For you to be in this position, is that where you think or where you'd like to be?
Yeah, I could get into this type of position. There's many horses around me that will not be that handy, so I'll be pretty happy in similar type of position.
And looking at the speed map overall, is this how you think the race will set up?
Should be. Of course, Time Warp and Beauty Generation should be pretty handy. I would maybe think Beauty Generation will have more pace than Time Warp. It depends what Zach will want to do. I'm not too sure if Dinezo they will try to push him forward. I rode him in a 2000. I had to dig him out, so he could be maybe just a little bit further back than what he is. But yeah, I would say it will be similar to this.
As far as the race is concerned, then we had a look at the main lead-up race for this, the Queen Silver Jubilee Cup, one of the main lead-ups. Is it a horse from that race, a Beauty Generation, a Beauty Only, that you're most concerned about when looking at the dangers, or is it a horse like a Pakistan Star or a Time Warp that didn't contest that race?
Well, of course, you have to respect Beauty Generation. He's done so well this season. Of course, Pakistan Star, he's such a good horse. He can come up and win the 1600, even if we think it's short for him. I will say I will give big respect to Pakistan Star, as because he's such a good horse, and of course Time Warp with that form behind him with a good draw. I would just, like I say, I would just want to see what Zach do, because if he gets stuck box seat, it depends how will the horse react, because he's normally pretty in front. That's how he ran well. So to be interesting, I think the horses to beat will be pretty handy. So my blocks is ready. So. Looking forward to Sunday.
Has there been a bit of tension in the Teton house this week too? Because Pingwu Spark, of course, he'll line up against you on 50-50. Your girlfriend Xavier works for Benno Jung. She rides this horse a lot. Is there any tension there? A bit of extra bragging rights potentially?
Well, she rides the big horse Pingwu every morning, and I know she likes him very much. She always tells me she doesn't like when they run together because she doesn't know which one to support. But you know, it's racing, and the best horse always win on the day.
Absolutely. Let's look ahead at what else that you've got coming up on Sunday's card. A lot of good rides for the meeting. It's a strong card of racing. Daring Heart tries the all-weather track for the first time. Sangria's racing well. Gunnison's an interesting horse from John Sizer's stable. Just looking at those rides, who are you most confident about or most looking forward to riding?
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, Daring Heart tried very good on the dirt few days ago, and I think he handled it pretty well. Sangria ran very good last time. I think he appreciated the longer straight of Sha Tin. Like you say, Gunnison, I rode it first up on the all-weather, and he was not ready yet, but his last start he looked like he was finishing strongly, but ended up in trouble a little bit. With this time drawn one in down a straight, he should have more room, and they go fast and he should let down.
Let's go back a few weeks then, moving on from Sunday and having a look at Japan a few weeks ago. You spoke about this before, riding Blizzard and the Grade 1 Takamatsunomiya Kinnan. Obviously a great experience to get to ride over there and represent Hong Kong on the international stage. What did you think of his performance on this occasion?
Well, the horse had a good prep. You know, we were really excited about him. I think he ran to his best. Of course, they have a European track there. The grass is pretty long, and they had some rain few days before. When he was on a rattle, he travelled good. As soon as I let his head go, he felt like his foot got a little bit deep inside those grass, as they are pretty long. But he ran good, and I'm pretty sure the connection is very happy about that run.
How do you compare, say, him and 50-50? They're both sprinter milers, both at different stages of their career, but you've ridden both horses frequently. How would you compare the two?
Well, of course, 50-50 is he climbed the ladder pretty quick this season, and of course he's improving all the time. And I believe, and I think he's still got a little bit more to show us. As Blizzard, he's an old horse and he's been here. He knows the system. Of course, now they will be trying maybe to go a little bit further with him. To be honest, I think going further on him will just suit him a little bit better. You could ride him a little bit more quieter.
Okay, we appreciate you coming into the studio, Karis. Before we let you go, though, let's recap what's coming up on Sunday at Sha Tin. Big day of racing, and the coverage of it starts at 12:30. The two features are the Group 2 Sprint Cup at 4:05, followed by the Chairman's Trophy, where Karis will be on board 50-50, and that's at 4:35. For more of the build-up, the day itself, and also the aftermath, go to the website or go to Twitter. Let's hope we're seeing you in the winner's circle on Sunday. Karis, thanks for joining us. Best of luck not only for Sunday, but also for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure to have Karis Teton in the studio, joining us on HK Direct. We look forward to seeing you at Sha Tin on Sunday for what will be a super day of racing. Until then, though, it's goodbye.